welcome to the Professional Rule Breaker Podcast. Well, welcome back to the Professional Rule Breaker Show. I am your host, Kathy Walterhouse. And today we have a friend of the show and a friend of mine as well, Dave Espino. So Dave, if you are an active listener, you know that he has sold close to $140 million in information products. And now he has a new channel, and it's called Making Money with AI. And of course, I think everybody that's listening probably wants to make some money. So I want to welcome my friend Dave Espino back to the show.
Thank you, Kathy. I appreciate being here.
Oh, I'm happy to have you again, of course. And I want to go ahead and just get started. Let's talk about making money with AI. I mean, tell me why now you're looking at AI and you're working with AI.
Yeah. Why this channel? We started a channel because my friend James and we're longtime internet marketers. We've each made millions on the internet, and we are really good at spotting opportunities and spotting business models and kind of combining business models with opportunities. And so when AI came along, we realized, holy moly, this is a game changer. This is a huge game changer for the world, kind of like the internet was, kind of like the mobile revolution was, kind of like crypto was. These are all game changers that completely change our lives in drastic ways. And especially when they first launched, you don't really even realize how much it's going to change your life, right? But we both saw AI and was like, oh man, this is a complete game changer for the world. And so we realized, oh, this is the next version of making money on the internet. There's lots of great ways to make money on the internet. You know, my course that we sold early on, a long time ago, about eBay did incredible, multi-millions of dollars in sales. So we're like, we want to get into this and ahead of the curve. And besides the fact that James and I are both the same kind of person, we both love to look into the future and see what's coming down the road and take advantage of those opportunities. So it was just a no-brainer that we decided, oh, we just got to do this. We have to do this. It's right in our wheelhouse. It's right in our passion. It's right what we love to do. So when you're doing something like that, it just makes everything so much easier. It's not a grind, Yeah. So that's why we did it. That's why we're doing it. And we're really excited to share that with our audience.
I mean, I love that you're looking into the future, because I think as entrepreneurs, we all have to look in the future because we have to be able to make that pivot. Because I think if you're stuck, right, in the way that you had been doing business,
right,
that's what happens. Eventually, your business is going to go away. So I love that you're looking at the future. So now, looking at the future, where do you think the biggest opportunity is to make money?
That's a great question. OpenAI, which is the company or the organization that released ChatGPT, which was the first shot across the bow, so to speak, with AI, where it became mass adopted. OpenAI just came out with something called GPTs, which in essence is you can talk to ChatGPT and you could tell it what you want. What type of a chatbot do you want? What type of a tool? Think of it as software, right? And then it'll ask you questions just like you're sitting next to a world-class software developer. They'll say, okay, well, do you want this, this, and this? What don't you want? It'll interview you essentially, and then it'll build it for you.
I know, isn't that crazy that it does that?
It's crazy.
And
It's
the
crazy. It'll just build it.
capabilities too that it can do. It's
And
insane.
then there's ways that you can connect that GPT to things like Zapier or other programs through an API. And now the world of kind of creating your own software or your own solution has just opened up dramatically, right? So to me, that's probably one of the more cutting edge, since it was just released a few days ago, but one of the more cutting edge ways to make money with AI is to build your own GPT. And then either you could sell access to the GPT, you could make it a private GPT and then have people get the link. So you could kind of sell access to it in a sales funnel. But another good way to use that GPT is make a super helpful tool and give it away in exchange for their email address, right? Use that GPT as a lead magnet to build your list. And I think that's maybe a better way to do it. So one way, sell access to it. The second way, use it as a free lead magnet to get people on your list. The third way is you use it to bolster your membership site. Like, let's say you have a membership site about something, and you create specific GPTs that help your audience, and put that behind a paywall so that people, when they join your membership site, they get these additional bonus GPTs. There's so many ways to do it, right? And it's just a very exciting. I haven't even had the time. I've been so busy, but I haven't had time to build more GPTs. I built one that was pretty amazing, just literally in a few minutes. That's what's amazing to me. Like, in a few minutes, you can build a quote software, and that's just shocking.
That's insane. I mean,
Yeah.
what's funny is as you're talking, my brain is like churning, going, oh, I have a bunch of ideas for GPTs as well, too. And that's the thing it's Chat GPT or OpenAI, very inexpensive. There's a lot that you can do. I mean, I just recently redid my logo. It's actually not up yet, but you now can do images. So instead of going to one of these other ones like Midjourney or some of the other places, you can actually ask it to make an image for you. And it's insane with what it comes up with. I mean, there's a little bit of learning that goes along with it, but it's pretty easy. And out of all the ones that I've because I've been wanting to redo my logo for a while, and I've done it in a bunch of different things, not happy with it. Went and within, I would say, probably 5 minutes, I had something that I was like, wow, this is exactly what I was looking for. So it is super exciting of what you can do, the applications of AI to make your life simpler, your business simpler, more focused. And then, of course, the magic making money as well.
What AI is to me is leverage. So you made a logo in 5 minutes. Prior to a presentation that I was doing, I went to another site called Ideogram, and I made a logo in 5 minutes, and it was perfect. It was for a YouTube course that I'm doing. And the only thing that was missing from the logo was it had like an arrow pointing to the word YouTube. So I blotted that out with a paint tool, and it was perfect. And so imagine that, like, normally you might pay a logo designer, let's say $100 to $500 for a logo,
Right, easily.
and it might take you 5 days or a week to get that logo. Instead, I go to the site, quick, like, it literally in 5 minutes, I get it done, costs me nothing. So it's money leverage, it's time leverage, it's just speeding up everything you can do. And now this is available to the whole world. The people who learn it early are going to be far ahead of everybody else because they have time leverage, money leverage, and all kinds of other leverage as well.
I love that. I had actually never thought of it that way, as the leverage that you are getting.
Yeah. Oh, and also knowledge leverage. So think about this. When I used Ideogram, it was like having a world-class logo designer. Like, can I be nitpicky and say, well, I want, this shadow to, yes, I could. But if you're an entrepreneur, you're moving fast, right? This is perfect. It's great. It's what I need, because the logo, what's that going to do for you, right? So
right, exactly. I mean, it's just a little bit of branding, but it's
so the
not
point
something
is,
that's all important.
right. So the point is, now with that, for example, I've got a world-class logo designer on my staff, quote unquote, right? Free. With ChatGPT, I've got a supercomputer on my staff, essentially free. With Midjourney, I have another world-class designer. With GPT, I have a software developer who can create software for me, free, essentially, right?
Yeah.
And then there's all these other tools that we don't even know about. Like, I know of a tool, for example, called Gamma, that you type in a few words into this tool. You say, I'd like to create a course about cryptocurrency. And it'll create a PowerPoint slide deck for you that has all the information that you want about. It'll actually literally create the whole thing for you, the outline, the PowerPoints, the slide deck. And then if you're like, oh, it's missing, let's see, can you add something about DeFi, decentralized finance? And then it'll add it. and it had the slide deck, and then you could just go in and modify it how you want. And now you've got a presentation that may have taken you a couple of weeks, on your own.
That's
So there's
that's insane. Like that's
there's tools like that that are just crazy. So that's why we just dug into it. We decided, this is too important and too big of a technological revolution for us to just ignore it. And rather than just say we're going to use it for our own business only, we thought, why not share our findings with the world through this channel? So that's what we've been doing.
wow. Yeah, no, absolutely. I am excited. And you and I know each other.
Yeah,
And so
it's so
I'm really excited about this. So a little bit earlier on, you said something about creating a lead magnet. Now we all know how important lead magnets are because in business, your business is really your email list, right?
right, right.
And it's really important to grow your email list. So
Yeah,
let's talk about using AI in some shape or form, or the tools are out there in growing your email list.
sure. Yeah, absolutely. The most important thing you can do, I don't care what business you're in, is build an email list. That is the most critical, important thing you can do. I try to shout this from the rooftops to every entrepreneur I speak to, or if I speak to an audience. And that's because 98% of the time when somebody is exposed to your sales message, they're not buying the first time.
Mhm.
They're typically a cold audience. And even if they're somewhat warmed up to you, they're still not buying because of timing. Maybe the timing's not right for them. So imagine a stream of 100 people walking by your store, your virtual store, right? And only 2% stop and look in the window and come into your store, right? But the other 98% just went down the street. Well, what if you had a way to capture at least 50 or 60 of those people and be able to communicate with them later? Like they were interested, they walked by, they looked at your store, they were interested, and in their mind, they're saying, well, maybe somewhere down the road, I'll buy something there. But the timing wasn't right, or they just weren't serious enough, or they weren't into it enough, right? But because you've now captured 50 or 60 of those 100 people, i.e., on your email list, and you can communicate with them, and many of these communications you can automate. So you have this cool system that's just warming them up and warming them up and warming them up, especially if you're providing valuable content to them on an ongoing basis. I mean, you could be a plumber for all I care, and you could be providing, handyman tips around the home, plumbing tips, et cetera, via email, right? And ideally videos. And then who is the first person they're going to think of when something goes bad with their plumbing, right?
Right.
You're the
Exactly.
only person that did this. You're the only person, the only plumber that was in their email box, giving them good value. You're top of mind. So the email list is critical. I mean, it's 100%, in my opinion, the number one thing every business owner should do. And that way they stay top of mind. And then when that person's ready, because see, marketing is three things, right? Right message to the right person at the right time. So you have the right message, let's say. You have the right people because they either landed on your website or your funnel or your video or whatever. But the thing we can't control is the right timing. When is the right timing for them? So the way we kind of get around that is we put them on our email list. So when the timing's right for them, they reach out to
They
us.
know exactly who to get to.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we've built so much goodwill with them by giving them value, 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 that the sale's done. The sale's done when you give them value,
Yeah.
right? The sale's not done when you pitch them, after being in touch with them for a while. The sale's already done. It's like that movie You Had Me at Hello, right? Because you gave so much value that you already they're sold. Sold is not like I've got an offer for you, buy it. Sold is I have a relationship with this person. So like in the old days, right, we had a Rolodex or have these business cards or whatever. So that's the person. If I ever have a problem, I'm going to call. I talked to our real estate agent that sold us this house, and I said, hey, do you know anybody that's really knowledgeable, expert in trusts? And he said, this is the person you need to talk to. they might have a long wait list, blah, blah, blah. But why? Because I really trust our real estate agent, and I know that he knows this area, and I know that he's going to give a good referral, right? So trust is a foundation. How do you build trust? You're in their email box
Right. Providing
consistently.
value. That's what
Yeah,
it is really
providing
providing
that value.
value.
Yeah,
There's a misnomer that the close in a sale and is at the very, very end. It's literally when you're providing this value over and over and over again, you are closing the entire time. You know, there's that saying, always
exactly.
be closing, right?
Yeah.
And that's really important. And I love how you brought that, the difference between almost like a cold lead going into a warm lead because you're
Hmm.
providing all this value into almost a hot lead. I mean, I
Right.
look at it as, think of it as if you're doing a cold call. When you're doing a cold call, it's really, really hard to close somebody.
Yep.
But analogy that I think of is like when you're in a food court and you're walking by and people are giving out samples. So those little samples that you're giving are almost like lead magnets, you know?
Exactly.
And people are finding value because they're tasting it and they're going, "Yo, this is yummy." And then what happens next? They go and they buy
Right.
because they trust that the
Hmm.
food is going to taste good
Right.
and that they need to buy it from you, not somebody else as well. So the
Exactly.
timing, there's that bit of the timing, right?
Yeah.
As well, that's in there. So yeah, lead magnets are so important. But it sounds like you can get a lot of help with a lead magnet using AI, whether it's
Oh,
video
yeah.
or something written.
Yeah, absolutely. There's many ways to use AI to create a lead magnet. You could literally just ask ChatGPT to create a PDF, an ebook for you, basically, a short ebook, a checklist, an action guide. All you need to do is think first, when it comes to lead magnet, first, what is the most pressing problem that my prospect has right now? And what is one thing that if they saw it, they would say, I need that. It's kind of like, imagine you're working really hard all day. Let's say you're like moving house, for example, and you're at the store, you're getting supplies, and you're really hungry, but you don't have time to get food. So you see a Snickers bar and you're like, I need that, right? It's got to be that kind of like an impulse buy where your mind doesn't even really think, should I get this? Should I? No, it should just be like, yes, of course I want this, right?
Right. Let me just
And
put my information in so I can get
yeah,
this right now.
yeah. So it has to solve a pressing problem that's clear to you about your prospect. And then it's got to be super easy to get. Give me name and email address. And then it's got to be easily delivered, which digital is easily delivered, right? It can be sent to their email box or whatnot. And so it could be a checklist, an action guide. It could be a Google Sheet, a Google Doc. It could be a mini course. So using this tool called Gamma, for example,
I'm really
Gamma,
interested in that tool. I'm definitely going to
yeah,
be looking that one up.
yeah, it's called Gamma.ai. So
Okay.
you could create a mini course. You could just create a short mini course that introduces them to your business or what solutions you provide. And with that Gamma, it's very customizable. So you could just put in your own outline and have it create the PowerPoint and then just record yourself doing that. Those are just a few ways that you could use AI. You could also create a GPT that solves a problem. I'll tell you, I created a GPT based on the book Think and Grow Rich. So
Oh,
a
I
lot of
love that
people
book.
don't know that Think and Grow Rich is in the public domain. I believe it is. At least a Google check said that. So you could get a PDF of Think and Grow Rich online, which I did. I loaded it into ChatGPT, created a GPT that would answer all questions about Think and Grow Rich,
Are you
or
kidding?
yeah, or
Oh
that
my
would,
gosh.
yeah,
Wow.
or
And I
what it can
actually have
do.
that book. It's on my coffee table. So
Yeah,
I look through it so often.
it's a
So
classic. It's one of those classics that you've got to have, right? If you're an entrepreneur. And the other thing you can do is you could say, this one thing I did with it was like, can you please lay out a daily game plan so I can implement these strategies into my daily habits or daily life? And it gives you the answer, right? So now I'm using Think and Grow Rich as, and the GPT is kind of like a coach, coaching me on implementing what's in the book, right? Now, I just did this because it was like a easy, low-hanging fruit. I knew that it was in the public domain. I knew I could upload it, and literally in like 10 minutes, I had this GPT. But think about this. I know, for example, if people know Russell Brunson, the founder of ClickFunnels, he's recently come out with a big product called Secrets of Success, and it's all about Napoleon Hill's writings and even lost writings. He bought this entire collection. And so I'm thinking, man, you know what? I could offer this Think and Grow Rich GPT as a lead magnet to promote his Russell's Secrets of Success. And now I can make affiliate commissions promoting Russell's stuff, right? Because it's all about Napoleon Hill, the author of Think and Grow Rich. So there's so many ways you can do this, and it's fun to figure those things out and then put them out into the world and then see them working. That's the fun part.
Wow, that is, I mean, that's it's crazy, like really, really crazy. I don't know about everybody that's out there's listening, but I bet you're as excited as I am listening to this. So, one last question that I have for you, Dave. Talk about YouTube and what you're doing right now with YouTube.
Yeah, it's very exciting. We launched a new YouTube channel, brand new YouTube channel 6 months ago, my friend James and I, called Making Money with AI. And in just that short 6 months, because of the strategies we've applied to this channel, we got that channel making $10,000 a month in recurring income and course sales every day, monthly newsletter, people 360, might be 380 people paying us monthly for our newsletter. And all of that is because for the last, I guess, 7 years or so, I've been like this, how to use YouTube as a marketing tool has been just kind of, what's the word, marinating in my brain, thinking of YouTube as a marketing thing, watching a lot of YouTube, because that's my hobby in the evenings, is just relax and watch a lot of YouTube videos, random YouTube videos. And then getting myself like understanding what is good about a video, what is not good about it, what don't I like. I hate it when people say like, comment, and subscribe. We all know you're supposed to do that, right? So just certain things. But the bottom line is I applied my marketing mind to the idea of YouTube. And now we've got this strategy, and I call it the YouTube sales machine, of how in just 5 months, our YouTube channel was monetized, which means that we were able to run ads on it, which most YouTubers never get to that point. We did it in 5 months. But even like in month one, we started making course sales, started making paid newsletter sales. So from the get-go, we've been making money, and now it's at 10,000 a month, and just keeps growing because we applied this thing called like a snowball effect. And it's using the power of YouTube's algorithm to give YouTube what it wants, and then it'll keep feeding us more and more people that we want, right? So if we give YouTube what it wants, meaning great viewership, long time viewing, staying on the videos, a lot of likes, comments, subscribes, engagement, a lot of engagement we get on our channel. So we give YouTube what it wants. They give us what we want, which is a bigger audience each time, and a bigger audience each time. And so it's this amazing, cool snowball effect. And so I was like, man, I got to share this with the world, because there's so many YouTubers out there that are doing it the standard way, right? They're just doing it the way everybody else does it. So they're hoping at some point to generate good ad revenue. They're hoping at some point to get sponsored by a company, or sponsored channel or sponsored videos. Most of them don't have a product. They definitely don't have an email list, which boggles my mind. And they don't have some kind of monthly recurring subscription offer or membership. And so we just, like, from day one, we've done it correctly, in my mind, the way it should be done. And now we want to share it with the world, ideally with a lot of YouTubers, but even those that don't have a YouTube channel, that see the power of YouTube for marketing their product or service. That's what we're doing right now. We're sharing that with the world, and it's very, very exciting.
Wow. I absolutely. So I know there's going to be a lot of people out there that want to know where they can find you. So, where is the best place, Dave, for people to look you up?
Oh, the best place? Ooh, that's a good question. I would send them to my website, but it's kind of dated. Um, but
Or if
that's
you
probably
want,
the
or
best.
what's the name of your YouTube channel is Making Money with AI, correct?
Yeah, that's one way to find me is YouTube. Go to YouTube and go at Making Money with AI. That's our channel. My website is daveespino.com, so just my name. And that's a way to get in touch with me if you need to. But yeah, we're going to be launching a YouTube course. We're literally in the midst of launching it right now. And so I'll share that link with you after the interview.
Absolutely. Because I have to say, from experience, anything that Dave does is done really, really well.
Thank you.
So, for everyone that's out there, you have no excuse. When you have this amazing talent, now there's all sorts of tools that can help you put your gifts, your talents, your strengths out there. And remember, it's all about throwing a stone in a stream and creating a ripple effect that only you can do. So, again, thank you, Dave. I love having you. Looking forward to
Thanks,
having you
Kathy.
again on my podcast.
I
And
appreciate your friendship too.
oh, of course, of course. And for everyone that's listening, be sure to check out Making Money with AI with Dave Espino. And that's his YouTube channel, his newest YouTube channel.